going to be a sensational jockey, Tim. And
Well,
Shane's been pestering me all week to get on the horse, but Opie's the man.
Yeah, Opie, talk us through this. You thought you had the race won here?
At this stage, I got to the front maybe a bit too soon, and she stalked around a little bit, but once the other horse came up beside me, she knuckled down and really found the line.
Yeah, she's a very fine stay. It must be nice to sit on her.
I'm pleased to be on her.
Yeah. Eric, that was a great win, and Rogerson is such a character, Graham, and but a mighty trainer.
He's a great trainer, and he knows how to get great people working for him. I think that's the key to any business success. He's got Jim Melton over here, and Jim's a great trainer in his own right. It's a funny thing, though, you know, I've won a lot of money this week. I've backed the horse a lot, and the horse has won twice, 2 group races. But after meeting with Rodney last night, I realised that I didn't actually have any more money than I started with. What I've got is 3 more horses.
Yeah. Now, as we just said a little while ago, this is the sharp end of a pretty tough season, particularly in Australia. What's next for Grand Archway? She have a rest?
She'll have a bit of a spell now.
Yeah.
And come back and have a look at those big races coming up a bit later on, and hopefully she's got a chance in the Triple Crown.
Peter Donegan's down in our mounting yard. I know he's probably itching to ask a question or two here.
Yes, I am, Tim. First of all, congratulations to Eric and Nikki on both counts. And to you, Opie, was it around about 3 months ago you thought this jockeying caper was all just too hard? How close were you to just giving it all away?
Just before I come to Australia, I give up for a week, and my boss took me back into it. Things were just going a bit bad at the moment at that stage, and I just thought I'd better get back into it and try my heart.
Yeah, you're only a young bloke, have you? A couple of blokes have been saying you might have a struggle with weight later. Is that on your mind now?
It's always in the back of my mind, but I just got to keep a good eye on it.
Yeah.
Is it just a matter of when you move over here rather than if, Opie?
It's when, I think. I think I'll probably come over after Christmas for the autumn and that. I just got to sort things out with my boss over the Christmas carnivals in New Zealand, and maybe after that I'll be coming.
As we watch you striding to the line aboard Grand Archway here, I'm sure Eric and Nikki would agree. Graham Rogerson said to me the other day after you won the Wakeful, this young fella could be better than Shane Dye. That's a big rap to live up to.
It is a big rap to live up to, but I just try not to let things get to my head and just go out there and do my own thing.
Just from the jockey's point of view too, 74,000 people here. How much of the roar of the crowd do you hear in this situation when you're coming up past them?
None of it.
Really?
No.
Not even in the Melbourne Cup when there's 100,000?
Heard it the first time when we jumped out of the barriers, the crowd roared, but after that didn't hear anything.
Opie, could I quickly ask you, speaking of Shane, I mean, has he had a word to you this week? Has he had a word in your ear and given some advice, anything?
Not really. He says hello and that talks to me a little bit, but he hasn't given me any tips or anything.
I guess it's all a bit intense, mate. Well, congratulations. Well done on both counts, and thank you for coming to join us, and a great trip to Australia. Opie Bosson, Eric Watson, and Mrs. Watson-to-be. Good on you, Nikki. Thanks for coming to see us. Peter, back to you.
Thank you, Tim. Congratulations to all of the connections of that wonderful filly Grand Archway. And as I said, Jen, Graham wouldn't talk about it because it's a bit of a superstitious thing in a lot of ways, but 12 months down the track, she might make a really nice tyre for a race like the Caulfield Cup.
Well, she's done everything right this spring so far, Peter, so looking forward to seeing her in the autumn.
OK, 1 to go, and there's been a fair bit of this consumed today. Moet and Chandon. It's the Moet and Chandon 1400. And as the name would suggest, it's over 1,400 metres, and we're going to lead them off with Skyrocket. She's got a shocking gait. She's got 57 kilos. She finished down the track last start at Caulfield. She's got a fair bit against her, actually. Well,
you could probably forgive that Caulfield run, Peter, because she did have to bring the rest of the field up to the leader there. I think this is an easier race for her. I wouldn't wipe her completely. I'll give her a rough chance.
What about Chris Munce's mount, number 2, Chow Baby? He takes the ride for Bruce Purcell at Cranbourne.
Well, she's back to Flemington here. I think that will suit her. And she's a very classy type of mare. She races handy in her races. And she's had 3 goes at the track and distance for a win and a second. So she's got to come into contention here.
From the beautiful city of Mount Gambier in South Australia, number 3, High Royale, to be ridden by Brett Preble.
Finished on well at Cheltenham at her last start. This is a bit harder though, Peter, so at best I'd give her a place chance.
I didn't think Hit and Run was hopeless at Caulfield, went 4th behind Magic Music, Jen, and Jim Cassidy has the ride. Pat Highland trains, and she's got a nice gate barrier 3, should get a cosy run.
Yeah, she got out the back there and she was wide, and she ran on very well there at Caulfield. Really far away, and another very honest type of mare, so she's a chance.
What about Gillo, number 7? Speaking of honest, she really is. She's never far away. She's won 2 and been placed in 3 of her last 5 starts. She ran on pretty well at Caulfield, I thought.
Yes, a very consistent type of mare. She is on trial over the 1400 metres though, but I think she's likely to get it here, and she's super consistent from the very strong Alan Bailey stable. Good jockey to ride.
Yeah, G. Hall, he can ride a bit. Number 8, Kachina, is the one that you like, and Craig Williams has the sit. And, well, if you're an each-way punter, $22.60. It's tightened up $3.20. Make a case for it.
I think she's got a terrific chance there at odds, Peter. She's only got 51.5 kilos, carried 58 last start. She got back and ran on very well at Moonee Valley, and she's sure to be running on strongly in this race. I think terrific odds there.
The trainer of Morissette is Ken Newman, who had that wonderful sprinter Hariba going back a few seasons ago, and Bluey Tronerud has the ride.
Well, the key to Morissette is the fact that she likes the dry track. Well, she was back on the dry track at Bendigo, and she did win very, very well there. She's likely to hold her form too, because she generally does, or has done in the past, so I've given her a good each-way chance.
And number 12 is Danzig's Pleasure. The rider is Shane Dye. Graham Rogerson has already tasted success, as we've just been discussing. He won the Oaks today, but Shane is yet to trouble a scorer in this carnival. Most unusual.
Yes, there's a few celebs that haven't. In fact, Danzig's Pleasure was a good run. She was on the worst going at Sandown, and she was grabbed right on the line there. She's another very consistent type of mare, and I've given her a good chance.
Well, I should get your trifecta here, because a lot of people will want it in the last race.
Yes, good luck if you're having a bet in the last. Let's hope you can back a winner. Number 8, Kachina, from number 12, Danzig's Pleasure, and number 2, Chow Baby.
And Kachina at huge odds, so if Jen's trifecta gets up in that order, it is going to pay very, very well. Gillo at $4.10, certainly one of the popular ones. Varique is in the market too at $9.30 for the final event, and that is the Moet and Chandon 1400. Skyrocket takes them to the stalls, as I take you to Tim Gossage in the betting ring.
Thank you very much. The money is for High Royale. It's shortened 2 points. It is 2 points shorter in the ring as it is on the tote. There's also good specking for number 4, Zakynthos Girl. It is a big double figures, but it's really shortened. $20 on the tote, much shorter in the bookmaker's ring.
Okay, Tim Gossage, and we can still see him over there. 1400 metres is the journey, and they've only got a very short straight run here, and then they'll be on a turn for a long way. There are our Cadbury favourites for the last. Jenny Chapman says Kachina. It's Gillo from Richard, Dan and myself. Gary Willits has gone for Skyrocket, and Chow Baby is the selection from Johnny Letts for the final event on the card. And there is Gillo, one of the popular ones for the last race. And this is, as I said, the Moet and Chandon 1400, and I'm delighted to say that the International Vice President of Moet and Chandon is with me, Didier Suberbiel. Did I get that right?
Exactly right. A real French speaker.
Well done for being here, because I think you've enjoyed yourself, and well done for the sponsorship of the race. And of course your company has a great association with racing in Australia and indeed all over the world.
Exactly. We are very glad to be associated with the major sporting events around the world, but when these sporting events are at the same time so elegant, it's really very well suited to our brand image.
Didier, I'm sure you're very passionate about your great race, the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe at Longchamp. How do you think that the Melbourne Cup Carnival compares with that great day of racing?
Well, the Melbourne Cup Carnival is really a very important, a major sporting event around the world with a major TV and press coverage. And really, obviously, we heard about it in France a lot. It targets a major interest of the press, and I would say that it's very important for us to be associated with it.
Coming up to the millennium, what are the plans for your company, Moet and Chandon, going into the year 2000 and beyond? You're not going to run out of champagne on us, are you?
Well, it might happen, to be quite honest. You know, the millennium is going to be something very big, and particularly in Australia and in the Pacific. I think that all around the world, a lot of people will come to your country to enjoy the first millenniums. You know, because the millennium is going to happen in your country practically before everywhere else. So I think it will be very important for Australia. People will probably drink a lot of champagne. I think that, frankly, there will be champagne for everybody, but the best bottles might come first. So, frankly, if you want a very good bottle of champagne, I think it's the right moment to buy it.
Didier, thanks for your time, and again, nice to see you in Australia.
Thank you very much.
Didier Suberbiel, the International Vice President of Moet and Chandon, and we're ready for the last race on Oaks Day. We'll take a break and be back with you very shortly. some of the 74,163 people who've been in attendance on Oaks Day, 1998, Crown Oaks Day, another magnificent day of racing at Flemington. It just gets better every year. And the stalls are being filled for the running of the last as we look down from up above from the Whitman's Lightship, which has provided us with those magnificent and dramatic pictures today. We've got 3 scratchings, 13, 15, 16 from the last, a field of 14 left to run. Good luck if you're trying to double the winnings or get out. Last minute thoughts now from the experts, Gary Willits, and the man who's been on fire with his tipping today, Dan Malicki. We better get yours as well, Daniel.
Right, thanks very much, Pete. I did tip Gillo, and I noticed there's been good support for it in the last 5 to 10 minutes in the ring, Gary.
Yes, it's been coming in all the time, Dan. I like Skyrocket. I think it looks very well, but then again, it's going to have to have a lot of luck from 15. But I think they will get along in this, so, you know, if Damien can just slot over somewhere and it'll get home.
Chow Baby on screen going into the gates. It's won 8 races. Chris Muntz aboard.
Yes, looks very well too.
Kachina going up and Whiskey Glow from the outside, trained by Leon Corsons.
And the one that Peter Hayes has got in, I thought, looked very well.
Varick. Now the last one is Whiskey Glow to complete the line in the final event on Oaks Day. Set to go. And they're away and racing now. A little slow was Graceful Emma, who's out the back early with Skyrocket, Kachina, and also easing back Whiskey Glow. Good charge for the early lead. Danzig's Pleasure forward. Morissette trying to burn them off, and Vitamins pushing through nearer the inside. Hit and Run eases back inside the grey Gillo, and Chow Baby's off the track 3 deep at the moment. High Royale's in the red colours running about 4th. So Morissette taking over from Vitamins. Danzig's Pleasure, Chow Baby 3 deep. High Royale 50 inside from Gillo, and then Hit and Run. Bung Lung is a length away, but one off the fence, and then Varick off the track. Whiskey Glow from Zakynthos Girl. Graceful Emma, Skyrocket, and a length and a half to Kachina. Vitamins the leader with 700 to go. From Morissette, 2 lengths away, 3rd Chow Baby. Danzig's Pleasure inside it, then High Royale 5th from Gillo. Next is Bung Lung as they turn. On the rails was Hit and Run. Well back Varick around Gillo, very wide Whiskey Glow. Graceful Emma well back with Zakynthos Girl, Skyrocket, and Kachina last the inside. Morissette at the 400 led. In hot pursuit, Danzig's Pleasure, Chow Baby, High Royale into the clear. Gillo and Varick are running on, and then Hit and Run and Bung Lung. Morissette tackled by out wide. Gillo and Varick, Graceful Emma. Whiskey Glow letting out the run on. It's Gillo and Varick together from High Royale. Wide out Whiskey Glow. Gillo fighting back after it. Whiskey Glow, Gillo, Varick, Whiskey Glow and Graceful Emma. In a great go, Graceful Emma and Whiskey Glow. Whiskey Glow, Graceful Emma, there's nothing between them. They've fought off Chow Baby and Varick in a stirring finish to the last. Then came Skyrocket. Gillo weakens. Zakynthos Girl, High Royale was close up. Morissette. Then Hit and Run and Kachina. Danzig's Pleasure. Bung Lung, and towards the tail was Vitamins in a real thriller.
Well, I don't know which one got up then. It was so close. That lead chopped and changed, I reckon, 4 or 5 times in the last 50 metres.
Bob of the Head will decide this, and it'll go to Whiskey Glow. On the outside, by the looks of it, from the outside alley. To nose out Graceful Emma and Chow Baby down on the rails, but stand by, 122.7. Any one of about 7 horses could have won, and officially it is number 14, Whiskey Glow.
Well, that's one of the best finishes we've seen all day, that.
And at about $61 on the tote too. It came from last and from the outside alley, and here just any one of probably 8 to 10 horses have still got a chance of winning the race. Yeah,
that's Whiskey Glow in the white and pink. Skyrocket's directly inside of it, and the one in the blue is Graceful Emma, having a bit of trouble getting a run here. And this is where Graceful Emma just gets out, and Whiskey Glow, and the two of them start to make their run. But look at this for a go. The caller's nightmare, Dan.
14, 11 and 2. You don't know where to look, Gary. Chow Baby in front. Gillo poked ahead in front with 50 to go and end up running about 5th.
Yeah, well, here's a great go. And right on the line, just gets that deciding stride right in. Whiskey Glow, look at that.
Even poor old Chow Baby's got beaten a couple of pimples and has run 3rd.
Here they are, arrowed again. Right on the outside is Whiskey Glow. 3 inside it in the blue colours, just having trouble getting a run here. Is Johnny Letts has got the winning jockey here.
Kevin Forrester. Kevin, you rode her last start at the Valley over 1200, and you recommended to Leon Corsons to run her in a 14.
Well, I recommended to Leon to run her in a 1400, and And when I saw the barrier draw, well, I didn't think we had much chance. So I just rode her with a bit of confidence and let her balance up. I said to Leon before the race, they'd run along a bit. Just wait for the last crack at them, because she tries very hard. And she's a good little filly, I think.
Yeah, she tried hard today, didn't she? Because you had to give them a big start.
Well, it was probably the biggest crowd she's raced under, and I think she heard the crowd at the 100, and she kicked and won. So.
And your outside gate, you know, like at the 1400, it's a pretty hot barrier, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's only hot if you go forward and let your horse work too much under you.
When you had a big field, I thought, you know, you're the last horse in the gate. I just looked at it as they were loading. I thought, gee, this horse has got a big job to do from out here.
Well, they've only got one motor, these horses, and you just got to keep your wits about you and do the best you can from the wide barrier.
Yeah, Kevin, it's great to see you back in Melbourne riding winners too.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, congratulations, mate.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's good to see you back, buddy.
Now that's Vitamins jockey coming back to scale. And don't know whether it's been dumped. I can't find the horse, Gary.
No, I missed that one, Dan. Oh, no, here's the horse coming in with the clerk of the course. It's in the mounting yard. No, it's all right. And there's Kevin Forrester coming back to scale on Whiskey Glow, trained by Leon Corsons. Leon's been having quite a good run down the last few weeks. He's produced quite a few good winners.
Sir Gray ran second today, and he had a couple of place getters at huge odds.
Yes.
On Derby Day. Ken Sign was one of them, of course. So his form with his horses have been very good, because he hasn't got that top line of horse at the moment.
And Kevin Forrester, well, Kevin was here for quite a few years, and he went to Sydney and tried to break it up there. And then he decided to come down for the Spring Carnival, so it's paid off. He's got a winner. A couple of nice runs. I thought Chow Baby, geez, you know, it was so close. And then with Graceful Emma, she got home. She looked a bit unlucky in the straight. Like, you know, that head-on we saw before, there wasn't a lot of room. It's a good one if we had the Whitman's Lightship to show that one, because it was a very tight finish. Not a lot of room. Great to see those really great finishes that you get at Flemington.
$61.30 she'll return for the win, Whiskey Glow, and $11.60 the place. $5 Graceful Emma, $2.40 Chow Baby, just to give you an idea on the dividends, which will be pretty big, particularly the multiples. Yes. 14, 11 and 2.
It's Leon Corsons and Kevin Forrester.
Kevin's renowned, particularly here in Victoria, for getting those long price winners home.
Yes, yes he does. Yes, it's, you know, well, I think we're going to get the overhead up in a minute. It'll be quite interesting to see the room they had, and when you see these boys jockeying for positions and trying to get the runs. There's Kevin Forrester just getting on the scales. There's Gleeson, give him correct weight. Now here's the overhead here. As you can see, right at the back of the pitch at the bottom of your screen, that is the winner. And then inside it in the blue is Graceful Emma. And you can see them all go to the line here, locked together. Not a lot of room. Graceful Emma, its jockey's having a bit of trouble using the whip because there's not a lot of room. Kevin Forrester's right hard up against him there, which he's entitled to do as long as he's not impeding the other jockey's whip action. But by gee, they're very tight going to the line here.
Isn't that a great shot? 5 horses that were all within a winning chance of 30 metres from the post.
Yes, and it just shows how hard your job is, Dan, when they're going at about 60, 70 Ks, getting to the line, and there's 5 or 6 of them charging there. Makes it very tough.
Narrow margins, only a nose. There was probably a head between second and third, a half head to fourth, and Gillo, who just really died on her run in the last 50 metres, not quite running out the trip, because the race was there to be won by her if she was strong enough.
Well, I think we saw a new superstar today, Dan, Opie Bossum. He's done very well in the rides he's had here, and very mature 18-year-old.
And a Group 1 victory on Grand Archway, who completed the Wakefield and Oaks double yet again. So yes. Again, the great form races, the Wakefield for the Oaks, the Caulfield Cup for the Melbourne Cup, have again proved their worth.
Yes, the old history just keeps coming up year after year.
Officially on the last with all clear, or correct weight, 14, 11 and 2, 61.30 and 11.60, $5 for second, 2.40 third. Quinella, 338.80. The trifecta, 7,562.40, and the race-to-race double, $462.30. And the straight 6 does not go off, so that'll be a bumper one. On Saturday, Tim, as this huge crowd is about to head home, the margins in the last were a short half head by a head in a real thriller to end Oaks Day.
Dan, thank you, and aren't we looking forward to Saturday indeed? And that's formalities completed for this VRC Oaks Day of 1998. My maths is really crook. I said we had a crowd of around over 240. It's actually 250. Now, if my memory serves, that's about the whole crowd we had for the week last year.
That's exactly right, yeah. 74,163 today, which is the second biggest Oaks crowd in history.
And with Might and Power running on Saturday, a crowd of what, 30,000?
Might be more.
Might be more, yes.
30, 40,000.
They got 26 here last year. Yeah. I reckon he will drag 10,000 people through the gate, Might and Power.
All right, we've only got a few more minutes. We're looking forward to that. We saw today, Peter and Jenny, two pretty outstanding fillies in Iskra and Grand Archway.
Oh, we sure did, and I think we're going to see a lot more of them as well. And I think you can't take too much away from Rosa War either, because she was quite gallant in defeat as well.
Yeah, that's her in the pink cap on the outside, really starting to stride. Rose of Dane just going out of the screen in the blue and pink colours inside Danelaw. The Grand Archway was just a really solid stone performance, Tim, and I couldn't agree with Gary Willits more. This young man, Opie Bosson, is a name that is going to be around the racing circles for many years to come. I just can't wait for him to come over and join our riding ranks in Australia and show us how good he really is.
And that will be sooner rather than later, I would think. Yeah. Yes, well, just watch the finish here because, yes, he got a lovely seat on a horse, hasn't he, Opie Bosson?
I thought it was interesting that he said that you don't hear the crowd. Now, I know the noise of the hooves and everything, and you've heard it, Jen, but even that close to a crowd of 70-odd thousand, you don't even hear them. I suppose you've got a job to do, haven't you?
Yeah. You have. I mean, you can, when you're riding in a race, you can actually hear the jockey right next to you, as clear as I'm speaking to you now. But with the crowd just away there, and the full-on concentration.
And the jockeys vary on that opinion. Some say you can hear them, and they do spur you on, and Opie says, well, block them out. Haven't heard a thing.
Or maybe that's an indication that he is, as they love to say in sport, in the zone.
Yes, and that other awful word, focused, which I can't stand. Let's say a quick goodbye to Sandra and Len there in the marquee, I'll bet.
We certainly are, Tim.
Have a lovely day.
We've had a delicious day, I think.
That's an interesting way of saying. We are looking forward to Stakes Day very much, when the fashion focus goes from the toddlers to the teens, really. It becomes Kids Day. The main fashion is over at the end of Oaks because of Ladies' Day. So that should be good to see what the little ones are wearing.
It should, and as we wrap up our day here at the Marquee, we've got to send a big thank you to Shishi Cosmetics. That's the Australian brand of cosmetics, and they've looked after all of us here today. Everyone's got these lovely little gift packs, so we're very grateful. And the other thing I'm particularly looking forward to on Saturday is, of course, seeing Might and Power. Ooh, that's going to be wonderful.
Yeah, well, Peter and I are a bit miffed. We didn't get any Gigi.
Oh,
where's ours?
where's
ours? What happened to us?
Gigi or Shishi?
Tim, the other thing on Saturday, we've also got a great clash between Buster Jones and Bazille Bay.
In the Emirates Stakes, it's a wonderful race.
A very quick goodbye to the big fella in the betting ring. Pretty frantic there today, as usual.
Yeah, it certainly was. I've got something in common with them too. We all lost. They had a shocker, I had a shocker, but we'll be back on Saturday.
Now, thank you, Tim. API Rally Australia on Sunday on the network. Don't forget Bathurst, the FAI 1000 Classic, November 14 and 15. And then Peter and I have got a couple of golf tournaments after that. The PGA at La Perouse, and then after that, the TPC in Queensland. We're looking for a drink after that.
We are now.
Yeah, we are indeed. On behalf of everyone here, hope you enjoyed VRC Oaks Day for 1998. We'll see you on Saturday when Might and Power goes around. See you then.